Buffs Nation, what's going on? I hope you all are having a wonderful week. I know the Buffs are. I know the wide receivers especially are excited for this week because we got Terrell Owens here the whole week. We have Hall of Famer, gold jacket, wide receiver, T.O. here, teaching Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, and the rest of the guys how to improve their game, how a pro does it. I love to see it. And one of the things that I really appreciated about Coach Prime with introducing T.O. to the team, talked about his brains. That's right. You got to be a sharp guy to catch over 1,000 balls in the NFL. And I think that is part of T.O.'s game that it's really understated, because that man, his mind is what led to such a strong career, not only because of his ability to identify what was going on the field and his preparation against the defensive backs that he'd be going up against. It was also the fact that he kept his body in tip-top condition throughout his whole career. I believe him and Chad Johnson were both guys that didn't drink alcohol, truly treated their body like the temple that it was, like the fancy Ferrari engine that it is, and you're only putting the best ingredients into that body, so to speak. So it was great to see him talking to the team. It was great to see him provide Coach Prime with a really cool Letterman jacket, with the Prime logo on there, of course in the black and gold. I love it. Man, the Prime effect, I mean, it is just insane. I never thought that we'd see Coach Prime in a video game. Here we are already in Madden 24, I think it is. We're in superstar mode. You can get coached by Coach Prime on how to be a superstar. Who else has a coach in Madden? Nobody else. We do. And I swear, every day there's something new where I'm just having to pinch myself on what's happening with this team. Now, let's talk about this team. I was listening to the dnvr show yesterday. They're talking a little bit about practice, and some guys that we've talked about on this channel a little bit as well are starting to get some recognition and are starting to ascend. Carter Stoutmire is a guy that seems to be really coached up. Jake and RK were saying this, how they expect him to be on the field playing this year as a true freshman in this secondary that we have here right now. If that doesn't tell you how impressive and underrated Carter Stoutmire is, I don't know what does. JUCO transfer quarterback Gavin Kuld seems to be establishing himself as the number 2 quarterback behind Shedeur, and I love to see that. Obviously, he has struggled with the interceptions at the JUCO level, and so we'll have to see how this plays out. Hopefully, we won't see any backup quarterback on the field this year unless the Buffs are up by like 30, 40 points, right? But Gavin Kuld, he's got that arm strength. You've seen it in the well-off videos. You see he's got that 6'5" size, but that doesn't mean that these other quarterbacks such as Ryan Staub haven't been making plays. They definitely have been. I saw one today in which Ryan Staub made a really, really nice throw downfield, really pinpoint pass there on the sideline. Love to see that. But man, speaking of quarterbacks, I had I had Stephen Hamner on the show yesterday and Shedeur Sanders. I mean, taking a look at some of the well-off practice footage yesterday with NFL scouts there. And they're not just there to see one or two guys like Travis or Shedeur, right? We have a ton of guys here on this roster now with NFL potential. And, we're going to see guys. We're going to see tons of NFL scouts here throughout the year. But I digress. Shedeur Sanders fluttered in an amazing downfield, accurate pass to Jimmy Horn, put it right in between Cameron Silman-Craig, and I believe it was Shiloh up top. But man, I cannot wait for Shedeur. I got to start looking at some of these player props. I won some money off of the fights this past weekend and reinvested some of my earnings. Picked the Buffs to win the money line, over TCU. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe I got like $30 left or so. So maybe I find some player props to put towards on that. Lastly, I did want to touch on this. Isaiah Hardge, freshman out of St. Thomas Aquinas, one of the premier high school programs in the country, consistently ranked as a top 10 program nationally. He is also wearing a blue jersey. And we've taken a look at him lately, or earlier on when I started this channel, as one of my sneaky good recruits, a guy that could really flourish in that slot role in the Sean Lewis offense, run some of those slants and crossers, different things like that, kind of going over the middle, seams, all that. But seems like he's getting work at both corner and wide receiver, so that is really cool to see. And my guess is that they probably aren't going to have him playing both ways through his entire career here. My guess is maybe they're just giving him some different opportunities on both sides of the ball. Maybe they'll pick which sides of the ball suits him best, and then we'll roll from there, right? We'll just have to see. I want to know what y'all think about Isaiah Hardge right now wearing the blue jersey, just like Travis Hunter. And then Michael Harrison, our returning walk-on, converted wide receiver to tight end. Had an impressive day yesterday, it looks like. 2 touchdown catches. Y'all were telling me in the chat yesterday during my interview with Steven. Man, I got to say, I'm really excited to see how Michael Harrison is going to be used. And Tim Brewster, again, he's worked with so many quality tight ends at both the college level and the NFL level. It is the position group to watch, I feel like, going into this season because it's a bunch of blue-collar guys. There's not any high-profile guys within this position group that was recruited here or transferred here. We just got a bunch of hardworking guys, all with a little bit different kinds of skill sets. But I'm really interested to see if Michael Harrison really can become that guy that we were all hoping Zico would have become had he stayed here or had he put in that work to block. But as you guys know, he's now going to Mississippi State, converted to the wide receiver position, ironically. So overall, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait till TCU kickoff big noon. It's about time we get this going. I've never anticipated a season like this before, and I can't wait to enjoy it all with you. I'm thinking maybe for TCU, I want to know your thoughts on this. Maybe I should do like a live stream watch along, something like that. We'll just have to see what I'm up to that weekend. But overall, like, what is going on right now in camp? I've loved seeing it. I love that we have the access from the well-off media team and the rest of the Sanders family, as well as the CU sports media team as well. I mean, they've been putting out some great footage as well. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Overall, this is an episode about some of the unsung heroes of this team, people that are underrated, that deserve more recognition, and all of these players that I named, I think they'll all have their moments this year. So let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, Sco Buffs.